trailing me? I'm starting to feel like the Pied Piper here.
Listen, nobody is leaving me alone anywhere in this house.
You're the only one who can protect anybody, Mark.
You're going to hurt Jed's feelings.
No, it's okay. I don't blame him, in fact. All I'm good for is going for help.
And not much good for that, if I remember correctly. You can't blame him for that. Those snow drifts must be 4 feet deep out there.
Well, that allows up theory for using that ladder.
Hell, the way the snow's coming down, you could have used it, put it back, and had your tracks covered before you came in the house.
Mark, I wish you'd stop harping on Gert. We already established she had no motive for killing Bettina.
But somebody did. And that somebody has to be right here in this room.
Stop reminding me. I'm terrified enough already.
We all are. I don't think I'll ever be able to sleep again.
You know, Gert's coffee could help with that. That stuff is so strong, I swear you could walk on it.
At least it killed the taste of those sandwiches. What did you put in them anyhow?
I wish you wouldn't ask that. Not with a poisoner on the loose.
Oh, believe me, the ant paste is still on the way securely. Besides, I had one myself. Yes, but you could be the suicidal type.
Listen, all of you. The only reason why those things tasted so lousy was because I had to vary my normal ketchup recipe with canned tomato sauce.
But I thought we had a full bottle.
So did I. One of those raccoons ran away with it.
But how would a raccoon get into the kitchen?
Raccoons had very tiny little hands, and when it surprised them one bit, they knew how to work the doorknob.
Oh, stop it. All of you, stop it.
Stop what?
All this cheery banter. How can you all just stay here with a killer in the room? We don't know who's next.
Oh, my dear, what would you suggest we do?
Think. Use our brains and think. If we could only come up with a reason why Bettina would be murdered, then we could.
And the rest on me.
You have to admit, Gert, we had a good case until Bettina died.
Dear God. You don't suppose that could be the reason?
What? Kill the kid with no motive?
No motive except to throw us off her track.
You can't just accuse Gert of killing someone with no motive. The only thing we have on her for the murders is opportunity. But why should she have killed any of them?
Oh, wait. You know why Rick was killed? He knew who the killer was.
Lionel. It all comes back to Lionel, doesn't it? Yes, that's got to be the key. The other killings were, well,
Cover-ups. Just trying to throw us off the original killing. But who wanted to kill Lionel?
why would anyone? He was charming and sweet and...
Now, wait a moment, Daniela. I know one's not supposed to speak ill of the dead, but that man did have his aggravating moments.
But who doesn't have them? I certainly rub people the wrong way, and most of the time at that. Everyone drives people nuts on occasion. But that's no reason to kill anyone.
Hazel's right. If Gert couldn't stand Lionel's personality, all she had to do was just ask Andy to keep him off the featured guest list. But that's no reason to kill him.
So where does that leave us?
Same place as before. Nowhere.
Well, no, not quite. We all know that Lionel's murder is the key to this entire situation. If we just find out why he was killed, then the rest should be easy.
What do we know? Any of us know about Lionel.
Daniela, you were engaged to the man. You should know better than anyone. I suppose I should, but all I really know is that he was charming and sweet and I loved him.
But you said you only knew him for a few months before then. What if this goes deeper into his more remote past?
Yes. I mean, how far back do any of our relationships go with him? Velma? Hazel? Anyone?
Well, personally, I can't recall a time when I didn't know him. I mean, from the time I can remember, ever since I was a little girl, he was always at various parties or social gatherings or over for dinner and such. But I'll be damned if I know any dark secrets about him.
Wait a minute, Hazel. Something just occurred to me. Did Lionel know that you were adopted?
Why, I don't think so. I mean, I didn't even know myself until I was about 10 years old. Remember, Mother?
But how could I forget? That was the most heartbreaking day of my life. The day I finally had to tell you.
when you confronted Thelma?
She told all, or all she knew anyway. She didn't know who the father was.
But she knew who the natural mother was, right?
Well, naturally.
Well, what's so natural about it? Adoption agencies don't normally give out the natural birth parents' names, even if you put thumb screws on them.
The thing is, I didn't do it through an agency. Mother was a dear friend of mine. We handled the thing in a closed court. It was all very discreet.
And who was this friend of yours, Thelma?
I can't. I promise I'd never tell.
But Thelma, our lives could depend upon it.
I don't see how.
For the love of heaven, Thelma, it's the only lead we have. You have to tell us.
Mark's right. Tell us, Mother.
And tell us fast. The last person who was held is lying in that kitchen dead with a knife in his chest.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Please tell us, Mother. I already lost Rick tonight. I can't bear to lose you, too.
I can't. I just can't.
Oh, Thelma, that's quite all right. I'm the one.
You? Gert, you're my mother?
Oh, don't look so shocked. It might be a dried up carcass nowadays, but back then I had my moments.
But Gert, I never dreamed.
That's it. That's the clue I've been searching for. It's all starting to make sense.
What?
About Bettina. Don't you remember what she first said when it first came out that she was adopted?
No, she said.
She said the same thing that you did. Hazel, an adopted child, I never dreamed. But then she said one more thing. She said, except.
Except what?
I don't know. She never finished. Someone interrupted her, and I completely forgot to ask her what she was about to say.
But Mark, why is that so important?
Don't you see? The killer was in the room at that moment. The killer must have known that she knew something, or thought she knew something, and that's what signed her death warrant. Poor kid.
But why should it? Even if she somehow suspected I was adopted, why should that be any cause for her death? I mean, I knew, Mother knew, and of course Gert knew too, and we're still alive.
Knock on wood.
Did it have to be something that somebody said? Did anyone say anything that would give her a clue to the true state of things?
I know I didn't.
And I'm just as sure I did.
Hell, don't look at me. That was the best kept secret of my life.
Then how could she know or suspect? And what would it matter if she did?
Maybe it wasn't something she said. I mean, did it have to be something anybody said? Maybe it was a resemblance.
Oh, don't say that about the poor kid. She thought she looked anything like me. She galloped through those snow drifts to the nearest plastic surgeon.
Oh, Gert, don't put yourself down. I'd be proud to look like you. And I'm beginning to understand things. So many things. Like the way you always stood up for my sniping and never once complained. Oh, I've treated you so terribly.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew this would always happen someday.
Oh, Mother, this doesn't change how I feel about you. It's just, you're the only mother I've ever known. This doesn't change a thing. Except that now it's going to cost me double on Mother's Day.
Mark, now that we know, what do we know?
Yes, surely Gert wouldn't murder Bettina because she knew or suspected about Hazel.
It is a pretty flimsy motive.
Yeah. It really is. I swear it has something to do with these murders. If we can only figure out how Bettina guessed, how she could have put two...
Mark, what is it? You thought of something.
What a fool I've been. It's been staring us in the face this whole time. It's as simple as first-grade arithmetic.
Arithmetic?
What are you talking about?
1 plus 1 makes 2, and for the older children, it takes 2 to tango. Couple that with what Jed said about noticing a family resemblance, maybe she wasn't talking about the mother. Maybe she was talking about...
A father. Bettina wasn't thinking about Gert. She was thinking about Hazel's resemblance to a man. Her father. And the only man that he is.
No. No.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Jed, don't be ridiculous.
Well, that one too. Back in my day, I had my moments too.
who knew about the adoption. It was almost damn sure that Bettina knew. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been murdered. And now Thelma, Hazel, Gert, and Rick.
That's some pretty bad arithmetic you got there, son. I'd give you an F minus and send you back to first grade. Because you see, there was one other person who knew. Lionel.
Wait, Gert, did Lionel know?
Well, not exactly. I mean, I didn't know myself until a few weeks later, and when I finally found out, I tried to call him, but he was on an extended business trip to Europe, and that wasn't something I was going to leave to secretary.
So she confided in me. I said I'd help her. I always wanted a child, but I didn't look much better in those days than I do now. I had no prospects of landing a man, so I still couldn't have a child.
So I didn't tell him. Why does it matter now? He's dead. He's gone. Why does it matter?
But, Kurt, you've got to tell us.
Why does it matter now?
It's all right, Gert. I think I know the answer to that question.
But how? How could you possibly?
It was this morning, wasn't it?
But why should it be?
It had to be this morning. Because that's when he proposed to Daniela.
Mark, you're not making sense. I mean, that is when he proposed to me, but...
Let me backtrack. And
Yes, Mark.
you said something, or Lionel did, at the beginning of this party about his not RSVPing to your invitation. What would you have Gert do on the day of a party if there was a guest you hadn't heard back from?
I suppose I'd have her... Oh, Gert, you did call Lionel this morning. I remember. We were checking the guest list and Lionel still hadn't RSVP'd.
Yeah, I called him from the kitchen extension. It smells kind of nice.
Why the kitchen?
Oh, because I was working in here and she didn't want to disturb me.
At least she said that's why she left the room.
Yeah.
And that was when Lionel told you of his intended marriage proposal, wasn't it?
But even if it was, that certainly wouldn't be a reason to tell him about Hazel.
No. No, it wouldn't. Unless the person he intended to propose marriage to was Hazel.
What? Mark, you're crazy. You proposed to me, I swear he did.
Oh no, I don't doubt that. Not for a minute. But that was only after he learned about Hazel. You see, he'd probably been wavering for some time between you, Daniela, and you, Hazel. But when he learned that Hazel was his own daughter, that canceled that, of course, and he phoned you on the West Coast and proposed, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I was delighted. I got the next plane in from New York.
And that was when he brought you to this party, to flaunt you in Hazel's face.
But why would Hazel even consider Lionel? She was happily married to Rick.
No, Mother. I was married to Rick. But it wasn't so happy as you might imagine. I only realized how much I loved him when I saw him lying there on the floor tonight. But then it was too late.
Was you and Lionel? I never for a moment suspected.
Mother, there was nothing to suspect. I mean, we weren't having an extramarital fling or anything.
Thank God for that. With your own father?
Do you know, it's funny. It's probably what attracted me to him in the first place. I mean, I never dreamt of the father thing, or I'd have been horrified. But there was something about him. I never quite knew what it was. That, well, made kindred spirits of us. A kind of amiable closeness that, who knows, maybe it's telepathy or something the scientists haven't yet learned about genetics. But there was a terribly strong attraction to the man.
Unfortunately, that kind of attraction goes both ways. Because he brought Daniela here to hurt you tonight, to break your heart in the exact same way that you hurt him.
What did I do to hurt him?
It was nothing that you did or said. It's who you are. Lionel wanted you. But because you're his daughter, he could never have you.
But that wasn't Hazel's fault.
No, of course not. But I could see how he'd feel. Practically like being scorned. You know, when we first got here, I sensed something. Hazel wasn't practically throwing herself at Lionel, but there were indications
my Gert? Shall I just save it for the police?
Save what for the police?
Lionel had always been attracted to Hazel, and it was no secret that she was just as much attracted to him. But even though he only brought Daniela here to hurt her tonight, he could see the way she still felt. He got an idea. A lousy, filthy, rotten idea.
Oh no, Mark. Don't even think such a thing.
Mark, you're not suggesting that knowing I didn't know he was my father, he would have...
Thrown over Daniela, proposed to you anyhow, or at least worked with your feelings enough to get you to have an affair with him? No, I don't think Lionel was quite that unprincipled. But there's someone in this room who was even more responsible for the hurt that he felt than you, Hazel, and that person was Gert Hartman.
Mark, you don't mean that he...
You're quite all right, Andy. I gave Mark more credit than I gave you credit for. Yes, of course he called me, and then he told me he intended to have an affair with Hazel.
It must have been sheer torture for you. Hazel didn't know that Lionel was her father. The only other person who could have possibly known was Thelma, and Hazel would hardly report an extramarital art to her. You couldn't tell Hazel, of course.
I should have. I should have years ago.
I think you were right. I think you kept that poison bottle of scotch in that drawer for an occasion such as this, and if Lionel were to give any hint whatsoever of what he was about to do, you would use it.
Mark, sure I was scared, frightened of what he might do, but I didn't have to kill the man. I mean, Mark, you just don't understand women.
What are you talking about?
Listen, lazy pie, a woman scorned wants revenge. A living death puts a real one anytime.
Mark, she's right. She wouldn't have killed him. She didn't have to.
I don't get it. What is this living death you're talking about?
Listen, all I had to do was tell Lionel who Hazel was, then tell Hazel what he planned to do.
I'd not only have shunned him like the plague, I'd make damn sure everyone in our social set knew about it too. He wouldn't be able to show his face in public again. And as for his engagement, I would have ran out the door screaming. I can never talk to him again for as long as I live.
Yes, but it had to be that way. The way that I said. Sure, you can think of your fancy revenges now. Hindsight is always a big help, but at the time he first told you, you were so shocked and hurt that the fancy way didn't occur to you, and you went right over to that poison bottle, and then you...
But I didn't, Mark. You have to believe me. Doesn't anyone believe me?
I do.
And I do too.
And so do I.
But Bettina, they said you were...
I'm quite alive, so you can relax. You can all relax. Except Mark. See? What did I tell you? I never laid a hand on her, or anyone else for that matter.
Bettina, you don't know what you're saying.
Oh, don't I though? I apologize to all of you. Really, I do. I'm dreadfully sorry for the trick I pulled. But this Svengali here had me so brainwashed.
Mark, but you told us.
But I'm alive, as you can see. Mark really had me going for a while. He spouted that whole theory to me about Gert and Lionel and the poison, and like an idiot, I swallowed it. Play dead, the man said. It'll throw Gert off balance, and I can trick a confession out of her. Some trick, and where's that confession?
She's been too clever, but when the police
When
get
the
here...
police get here, darling, I'll have a few things to say to them. And I think they'll be very interested in learning how you knew all about Lionel being Hazel's father and how much you hated him yourself.
You knew about me?
Hated Lionel? Why? Shall I tell them, Mark, or will you?
Go on, Bettina.
Why did Mark hate Lionel so?
Maybe you all haven't noticed, but there's someone else in this room who bears a striking family resemblance to the late Lionel Channing.
Oh, Mark. Of course. The same eyes, forehead.
All right! Yes. Lionel was my father. I hope you haven't been fantasizing that you're the only servant girl the great man dallied with, because sex was Lionel's hobby. But I wasn't nearly so fortunate as Hazel. I wasn't brought up by the wealthy Thelma Allman, nor did I marry an even wealthier Rick Corleone. Hazel was never hurting for cash, not once in her life. But then there was me, Mark Taggart, raised in a slum by a woman who worked herself to death, giving me an education. I was scraping a few nickels together in a filthy diner, half starving myself so I could make my rounds at the theater for work, all the while watching my mother slowly fade away and die. And she finally did die. On the eve of my first Broadway performance, Just when I became a star, when I could have done something to help her. And all this time, my father was rolling in wealth. Servants dining in the best restaurants, limousines, trips to Europe, jaunts to Acapulco, while my mother died in a tenement. But she didn't die before she told me who he was. She knew she was dying, was worried about me. She finally let slip the name of the man who her pride would never let her turn to for help. So I swore that I would never rest until I destroyed the monster who brought her to that miserable end. And I did!
Mark, you should have told me.
Why? I didn't want your sympathy, Candy. I wanted revenge! And I got it. My only regret is that I'm going to have to kill you too, Andy! And the rest of you! I don't want to, Andy! I don't want to! But I don't have any other choice, do I? I'm sorry, Andy! I'm sorry! Sorry, Andy!
This will never do. All of the idiotic mistakes that I made.
But I thought you had that hot now cold.
Boy, this will be tough. I'll have to bring you up to speed. Okay. So I figured the murder was committed with this poison we have. You know, the animal repellent that Jed got us.
Yeah, the stuff with the orange peel smell, sure.
Anyway, I had you put it into Lionel's old fashioned. I thought the fruit would mask the odor.
Lionel, but I thought you planned on making me the victim.
What? Yes, that was hours ago, and well, the characters never do what the author wants them to.
Yeah, we've been all done a million times, so what's the problem?
Okay. So you know Hazel Corleone, right?
Some of it, yeah.
Well, I noticed one time that she bears a striking resemblance to Lionel. And then I worked out this dandy parenthood for her. Lionel and you.
Lionel and me? That old creep? Oh, listen, Andy, I might be too old to be choosy, but
Oh, Gert. He wasn't always an old creep. At least, I don't suppose so. Way before Hazel was born. Do you follow?
yes.
So, I pushed it to the point where everyone knew that you were the murderer. The only opportunity. The best motive.
But I don't understand.
Well, I had this neato inspiration. What if it wasn't you? What if it was Mark?
Mark Taggart, that handsome hunk that's been drilling after you year after year?
Oh, Gert, it's only a story, and